For a mango?
I don't love it. I don't love it. It doesn't work in salt applications that well. I'm sure it's fantastic in freebase, but it's because of how strong it is. It doesn't, because it gets like a weird, you can't use it at a higher percent, which I feel like you have to use for like a pod system recipe, because you don't get the heat and you don't get like that much airflow and everything. So like if you go over like 3 or 4% with Flavora mango, it gets really weird, like real weird, real quick. Now it is great to back up another mango flavor.
Oh yeah.
Graham gave me the shout out to use the to try the Flavor Express mango, and that's actually been really good for pod system. So it's mainly been like sweet mango, Philippine mango, cap sweet mango, TPA Philippine mango, Flavora mango as a backup, as like to fill it in. And then Flavor Express mango have been like the main ones I've been messing with recently, because that's the other thing too. Doing a salt recipe is totally different from doing a freebase recipe. Normally freebase, I start at 10 like I usually have my starting percentages at like 10%, and then I'll work up from there to get where I need to. And most of my stuff ends up going somewhere between like 16 and 20%. That just tends to be the way that the flavors that I make, that's where they work out at. But for salt, I'm normally starting at 20%, and I've had stuff go as high as like 26%.
I can see that happening.
Easily, because when you're only getting, it's 1 ohm and you're only getting 7 watts or whatever to it, you have to have a ton of flavor. Part of the reason that pushed me away from freebase to salt was when I was using freebase, I didn't get like super into the cloud chasing stuff, but like, in the industry, being in a shop, like the whole deal, I did start using like the higher power, big airflow devices. So I took my nicotine down from 6 to 3. And what I found was when I went down all the way to 3, the mod never left my hand. I just vaped constantly, right? And the wife wasn't super fond of it all the time, everywhere, right? And it's kind of obnoxious, just giant plumes and even if I was trying to not do that. So I started going back up. I started doing 12 again and like breaking out the K-Funs and the Jennies and stuff. And it was good. And then I got a Juul and I was like, well, shit, if this had come out back when I wanted to quit smoking, like I never would have even started making e-liquid. I just switch over to Juuls entirely. So that got me interested in the salt stuff. And then once like some decent pod systems came out, some refillable pod systems, that kind of took over for me, because now I don't need to walk around with an extra set of batteries and a bottle of juice and be constantly vaping all the time. This is closer to, these are closer to a cigarette, in as I'll vape for, I'll take a couple good puffs or whatever, and then I'll set them down for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, which is, when I smoked, I would go run outside, smoke 2 cigarettes, come back in for an hour or 2, so it's closer. It feels more like that, which I think is what I was really looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love a good, even now, because we'll get samples to the shop or somebody will come in with something, or I'll mix something up and I'm like, oh, this is really good. And you can't beat the flavor of a good freebase recipe with a good atomizer and a good build. Like you can't beat the taste and everything. It's just the inconvenience of it. So I'll vape it for a little bit and I'm like, okay, and I'll go back to my pod stuff now. But because I've been going in there since I first found out that I could make e-liquid myself. You know what I mean? Because that was like, Reddit was like one of the first resources that I found when I got into vaping. And then I realized like, oh, this actually is not some like Byzantine brewing process to make e-liquid. It's just some flavors and nicotine or whatever. So I was like, let me see if anybody on Reddit knows about this. So I've been hanging around in there for a long time. And it's just funny because people get like people come in and they're like so excited and they're posting tons of stuff and all kinds of recipes and they're commenting on everybody, and then like 6 months later they just like die off. You know what I mean? You just you just get tired.
Yeah.
Plus you find you find your mix. You know, you find what you like to make and you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I haven't done
realize
that.
how many. I didn't realize how many.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Well, those people aren't like us. I didn't realize how many of those people there was. It was just looking for that one mix that they could mix forever and be done with it. I thought they were all like, you know, like us. We're obviously obsessed.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing about vaping, because when I smoked like Newport hundreds, give me my pack of Newport hundreds. I don't want anything, you know, every once in a while they would get super, like where I lived, like Newports were always more expensive. So I'd try, you know, like Marlboro menthols, or, you know, I'd try like a different brand, but I'd always go back to Newport hundreds.
Right,
but like with vaping, I've never, you know, people talk about ADV or whatever, but I've never been able to just find one thing and that's all I want to vape for the rest of my life.
Right, like
Even,
with cigarette.
But like I could do that with cigarette. I do that with soda, like just plain Diet Coke. Like if that's all there was just plain Diet Coke and water, like I would be fine for the rest of my life. Like I don't need to try something different every single time. I mean, also I get burnt out on my recipes when I'm working on them. You know what I mean? So like when I finish something, a lot of times it's like the last thing I want to vape, because I've just been vaping it for the past, especially like when we were first putting the Charlie Noble like line together, I still can't vape vanilla custard from all the work that I had to do to make our vanilla custard. Like that's all I vaped constantly for a good like 4 months, was just different variations of vanilla custards. And I just got so tired of it by the end. And I mean, that's almost 5 years ago now, and I still haven't been able to go back to vanilla custards.
I can totally see that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've had people ask me, you know, what's my favorite recipe that I made that I vape all the time. I was like, my favorite changes like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's whatever I'm working.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm working on right now is my favorite one.
That's my favorite one. I mean, and it truly is, because I'm tired of working.
Yeah.
You know, once I do it, it's like, okay, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Move
Now
on.
there are a couple of things that I like to always have. It doesn't mean I want to vape them constantly, but I like to, like, I don't want to ADV it, but I want to always have a bottle. So when I want to vape it, I can have it. There's a couple commercial liquids, and then there's a couple things that I make that I will always keep a bottle on hand, because I do go back to them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that I'm just like, that's it.
Sweet potato pie for me is like the absolute like pinnacle of like, why the fuck is this so good? The Folkart made a sweet potato pie, and it just, here, I'll send you the link. It's so fucking good, and it's exactly that. Like I used to I don't like cake, so I used to get that from like my birthday and everything, and I was talking about it actually in Discord. And I'm like, oh, I would love to have this as an actual recipe. And then Folkart released it. Like, and I didn't know anything about it. And then I saw that it was like the day after.
That sweet potato pies for your birthday?
My wife says
yeah.
that my wife will pick pie over cake every single time.
Fuck yeah, pie is amazing.
Flaky crust. That's what she always says. She's like, flaky crust. That's what I'm like, yeah, but no icing.
That's what cream's
I get ice cream cake for my birthday, so I'm not getting into this one.
Wait, you get what?
Ice cream cake.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Baskin Robbins, get out of here.
Yeah, fudgy the whale, homie.
I get cheesecake for my birthday.
Yeah.
You do? I think, well, is cheesecake a cake or is it a pie?
It's a custard.
Yeah. It's custard.
Is it a custard?
No, it's a pie.
It's got a crust.
It's a
I think
pie.
it's a pie. I think it's a pie.
Yeah, it's a pie. It's got a crust. It is a pie.
It's a graham cracker crust, though.
Yeah.
So good. The
Still a
graham
crust.
cracker crust is what does it. If it was on any other kind of crust, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a thing.
That'd be weird.
Yeah. It just sets it off properly.
Okay,
yeah.
so we can make a candy, mango candy or whatever candy, sour candy. Try to make it sour.
Like a sour mango gummy candy, are you talking about? Like a
You
sour-
remember back when I said strawberry and mango work together? Still applies. You make a strawberry mango gummy. Probably flavor it sour apple to read it sour.
Have you used powerful sour? It's
Yeah,
not
that's-
good for this.
It doesn't
No.
do the same thing Super Sweet does.
No, because it's mainly lactic acid. What I like using with mango also is melons, cantaloupe or honeydew with
Yeah.
mango goes very well.
Yeah, pairs up really nicely. Helps fill in on it. Kind of rounds it all out. So what do we decide on doing?
I think some kind of mango, strawberry, gummy, sour gummy or something.
That's a pretty. I'd eat that.
So we could use like Flavora sour apple if you want to try to read it sour, and then I think Flavora mango is the only mango everyone has in common.
The Philippine is it has too much like rind,
Yeah.
too much green to it, which is really nice when you're making like an authentic mango flavor to like fill in some, but not for a candy, because the sweet mango is just like a candy sweet overripe flesh flavor.
What about like 27 fish?
You know what? I've been really impressed with the Capella Silverline flavors.
I would use jelly candy.
Jelly candy is legit.
All right, so Flavora mango, Flavora sour apple, cap jelly candy.
Yeah, and then he can
What's
come back-
strawberry?
Dude, is that a, see, for something as candy as this, it's not one that I go to very often, but that might actually be a Capella sweet strawberry gig right there.
Yep.
Just because of how, like, because it's not a real strawberry flavor.
Right.
You know what I mean? That one, that may actually work in there.
And we could back it up with Inaware Shisha strawberry if we need to.
Yeah. Has Shisha become like the gold standard for strawberries now? Has that replaced strawberry ripe as like the go-to for everybody?
Yeah, where we used to use Flavor Art, strawberry red touch.
Red
now
touch.
Now it's shisha.
Yeah. Because I know for like Wayne's favorite, that was like one of Wayne's top flavors was strawberry ripe for the longest time. And I never personally, it's a good flavor, but I never thought it did anything. Like it did everything. It did a lot of stuff okay, but it never did anything extremely well.
And it gets bullied so easily.
Right. Yeah.
Shisha is the only one I can taste.
Oh, are you a non-strawberry taster?
All right, so we got Flavora mango, sweet strawberry from Capella, Inaware Shisha strawberry, maple candy, and Flavora sour apple.
What about vanilla syrup?
I would actually say 27 fish in there would be pretty damn good.
It's just a very mellow version of a gummy though. It's like kind of on the sweeter.
What are you using for a gummy?
Well, no, we were going to use the cap jelly candy. I'm fine with either of those though, because they're both kind of the same area.
27. What about 27 Bears?
27 Bears would be great here.
I would fuck with that shit.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because it's like that citrusy, brighter gummy.
That makes
It has that. It almost has like a mouthfeel to it too.
Mm-hmm. And pineapple's not going to hurt anything.
I'm surprised I still have that
mango?
left. Because I've been using... Dude, yeah, for real. Like, I've been throwing so much shit at 27 Bears, and I've never been disappointed. I really like that flavor.
Like I said, man, the cap does not disappoint. Cap doesn't disappoint most of the time all around. They have very few like outstanding flavors, but everything they have is like everything they have has like you can work with. I feel like there's very few flavors from Capella that I'm like, this is no good for anything. There's stuff that like obviously it's not gonna be my first choice, but I'm usually pretty happy with what Capella makes, especially at their price point. And that Silverline,
well,
their super cheap entry level. You know what I mean? Like they're killing it with that.
Yeah, I feel like Silverline got hurt because everyone says that you have to use them at like 8% for them to function, but you don't. They work fine at like 4% standard percent is. It's looking like Flavora mango, cap sweet strawberry, Inaware Shisha strawberry, 27 Bears, and green apple, sour apple, and sweetener.
What sweetener?
Super sweet, right? Citric acid.
Yeah.
All right, now we need to talk about the percentages. All right, so start with 27 Bears because that's the base we're building on. What percent do you think we should start at?
I don't know, like 4%.
I think. Okay, wait. So we're doing it's strawberry mango jelly candy, strawberry mango gummy, right?
Gummy bear, yeah. Because the only gummy additive we're using now is the 27 Bears.
I'd actually go because both strawberry and mango are fairly strong flavors. You know what I mean? Like they're fairly bold flavors. I think
Yeah,
you
they
need to
won't get
go.
bullied by the pineapple.
I think you need to go a little bit high. What'd you say? 4%? I'd probably start.
Yeah.
I'd probably start at 5%.
All right, now let's do sweet strawberry because that's like
Any
one
other
of the
suggestions?
weaker ones. What do you think,
Oh.
Folkart?
I say 4%.
Pretty Matthew? No.
No. I'm just off the top of my head. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to.
Because we're also going to be using the Inawera Shisha strawberry, right?
Right, and that's what I'm. And then also you got to think about the mango, like to try to balance everything. So normally when I make a recipe, I'm like a 5 flavor guy normally, right? Is where I kind of, that's like where my stuff normally starts at. So it's base, assistant base, top note, accent, and then additive is normally how I look at it's like my basic framework for a recipe. And then I can expand that when I'm working with a more complicated flavor, when I need to add in different stuff. So I'm just trying to think like what I would do to be able to balance everything else. So
I would say shoot for Gummy, the 27 bears being the base, the mango being the secondary base, strawberry top note, shisha strawberry being the accent. Do that.
I think the better question would be what's the ratio that you need to use between the strawberry and the shisha?
I'd go super low with the shisha. You don't need,
4-1.
4 sweet strawberry, 1 shisha, you think?
Yeah, something like that.
But now the mango to be able to balance with the strawberry, but allow the strawberry to come through because mango likes to dominate strawberry.
Yep, 3%, maybe.
Yeah, I'm like in the 2 to 3 area.
Wait, which mango are we using again?
Flavora mango. Yeah.
Flavora mango. Oh man, that's down closer to 2% then.
That's where I was at too.
Yeah.
And then the sour apple.
So one on sour apple.
You think 1 and 1 show up?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not that you want to taste sour apple, it's you want that
the sourness, the sourness
of it. Yeah, I'd say start at 1% on that.
All right, and then super sweet is the last one.
0.5%.
First, we're using Cap 27 Bears at 5%. Next, we're using Flavora Mango at 2%. Now we're going to put in Inawera Shisha Strawberry at 1%. Next, we're using Flavora Sour Apple at 1%. Since this is a candy, we're going to use some Super Sweet at 0.5%. And last but not least, Rapella Sweet Strawberry at 4%.
I love how the mango and the strawberry are combined. The percentages are perfect. You were right, Alfred. I have to say it. You were right.
I'm happy with it. Max isn't, but I think it's perfect. I get the full gummy effect that you get from 27 Bears without actually tasting the pineapple flavor at all. The strawberry and mango are separated, and they're like Nachef was saying, they're at the perfect percentages for layering properly. And then the sour apple provides just that emphasis on the fact that it's a candy. It reads kind of as sour.
As close as you're going to get with Vaping. Yeah.
But I don't think it needs to be changed at all. I'm really happy with that.
I'm glad to hear there's a separation between the strawberry and mango.
Because Nachef, you taste distinctly strawberry and mango flavors completely separated.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I don't like using Vanilla Swirl when I want to do like 2 fruit flavors, because it will blend them into one flavor.
I like what the sour apple does here.
Yeah, me too. I don't taste it at all.
No, not behind the Flavora mango and that strawberry combo. And that strawberry combo, those are strong enough that they'll mask the actual apple.